Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you're here today, it's likely because you're seeking answers about a relationship that feels incredibly confusing and painful. You're not alone in this struggle. Many people find themselves caught in the emotional manipulation of narcissistic partners, and one of the most insidious patterns in these relationships is the love bombing and devaluation cycle. Today, we're going to explore this cycle in depth, breaking down each phase and discussing how they work together to keep you trapped, confused, and emotionally destabilized. Let's begin with phase 1, love bombing. This is often the most intoxicating phase of the relationship with a narcissist. During love bombing, the narcissist showers you with excessive attention, admiration, and affection. It feels like a whirlwind romance. Everything seems perfect, and you may feel as though you finally met your soulmate. Love bombing manifests in several ways. First, there's excessive praise and flattery. The narcissist may constantly compliment you, idealizing you with statements like, "You're perfect," or "I've never met anyone like you." This can be overwhelming and intoxicating, making you feel special and valued. Additionally, there is constant attention and communication, with the narcissist bombarding you with texts, calls, and plans to spend every waking moment together. You feel like you're their top priority, which is incredibly validating. Love bombing often involves grand gestures too, with extravagant gifts or elaborate plans that may include talks about marriage or having children early on. This creates an illusion of the future together, deepening the emotional connection. Another characteristic is mirroring. Narcissists often reflect your values, beliefs, and interests, making it seem as if they deeply understand you in a way that no one else ever has. Emotional intimacy is rushed, with the narcissist pushing for commitment early on or using intense emotional language to strengthen that bond. So, what's the purpose of love bombing? First and foremost, it's designed to create dependency. By overwhelming you with affection and validation, the narcissist makes you emotionally reliant on them for your self-worth. Love bombing also disguises their true intentions, serving as a smokescreen for their manipulative nature and hiding their abusive tendencies. Finally, it hooks you by making you feel loved and cherished, blinding you to any potential red flags. Once the narcissist feels secure in your emotional investment, the devaluation phase begins. This is where the love and the admiration you once received abruptly shifts to criticism and emotional withdrawal. The devaluation is characterized by several damaging behaviors. The narcissist begins to criticize you, making hurtful comments about your appearance, intelligence, or abilities. They might say things like, "You're not as smart as I thought," or "Why can't you ever do anything right?" This criticism undermines your self-esteem, which can be devastating. Emotional withdrawal is another hallmark of devaluation. The affection you once enjoyed suddenly vanishes, leaving you with a partner who becomes distant, cold, or even ignores your emotional needs. This stark contrast to the love bombing phase creates confusion. I've had many clients who have told me when they noticed that switch, some on their honeymoon. The narcissist also engages in blame shifting, where they blame you for any issues in the relationship, making you feel guilty for things that aren't your fault, which further erodes your self-worth. Additionally, they may manipulate your perception of reality through gaslighting, making you question your own judgment with phrases like, "You're overreacting," or "You're imagining things." Finally, to maintain control, the narcissist will sometimes provide glimpses of affection amidst the devaluation, a tactic known as intermittent reinforcement. This keeps you hopeful that the loving partner will return. This is also something that creates what's called a trauma bond. So what's the purpose of this devaluation? The primary goal is to control and subdue you by breaking down your self-esteem. By tearing you down emotionally, they gain control, making it easier to manipulate you. The drastic shift also keeps you off balance, creating that confusion and anxiety as you try to anticipate the next phase of the devaluation. Furthermore, it allows the narcissist to avoid intimacy and vulnerability, which is exactly what you're looking for. But they are afraid of genuine emotional connections. Often they project their own insecurities onto you, criticizing you for qualities they possess but refuse to acknowledge. After a period of devaluation, if the narcissist senses that you're pulling away, they may attempt to reinitiate love bombing. This phase is often referred to as hoovering, as if they are trying to suck you back into the relationship. They may offer apologies and promises to change, saying things like, "I didn't realize how much I hurt you. I'll be better." Expect sudden acts of affection such as gifts or romantic gestures, similar to the initial love bombing phase, designed to win you back. The narcissist may also engage in guilt tripping, manipulating your emotions by saying things like, "I can't live without you." Additionally, they might play the victim, claiming that their bad behavior was caused by stress, past trauma, or other external factors, rather than taking responsibility for their actions. Now, let's discuss the emotional toll this cycle takes on you, the victim. The extreme contrast between love bombing and devaluation creates cognitive dissonance, where you struggle to reconcile the loving partner you once knew with the abusive person you're dealing with now. This internal conflict makes it hard for you to leave, as you cling to the hope that the good version of your partner will return. Over time, the devaluation systematically breaks down your self-esteem, leading you to believe that you're unworthy of love or that you are the cause of the relationship problems. The intense emotional highs and lows create an addictive pattern in the relationship, making you dependent on the narcissist or validation. If this information is resonating with you, please hit the like and subscribe button or share it with anybody else you think would get value from the information. Keep in mind that going to a therapist is not about talking about the narcissist, and my work with clients is about how do we build their self-esteem and their self-worth up, because the narcissist breaks it down. So building identity, creating boundaries, and increasing a sense of confidence and reducing confusion are the key things to work on. As the relationship progresses, you may become more isolated from friends and family. Narcissists often encourage this isolation to gain more control over your emotional world. The unpredictability of narcissist behaviors creates constant anxiety for you. You may become hypervigilant, always on edge, trying to anticipate when the next phase of devaluation will occur. So, how can you break free from this cycle? Let's discuss some steps. First, awareness is key. Once you identify the cycle, it's easier to see it for what it is, a manipulation tactic. Focus on how the narcissist treats you during the devaluation phase, as this reveals their true nature. While it may be tempting to cling to memories of the love bombing phase, it's essential to recognize that idealization is a facade. Next, create clear emotional and physical boundaries to protect yourself from further manipulation. Narcissists will test these boundaries, but standing firm is essential for reclaiming your autonomy. Seek external support from trusted friends, family, or a therapist who specializes in this area, who can provide you with a different perspective and validate your experiences. Reconnecting with supportive people is crucial for breaking the cycle of isolation. Lastly, prioritize self-care and rebuilding your sense of self-worth through affirmations and activities that remind you of your value. The love bombing and devaluation cycle is a destructive pattern designed to confuse, control, and exhaust you emotionally. Narcissists use it to create a powerful bond that keeps you trapped in a relationship, oscillating between moments of intense affection and devastating emotional abuse. By recognizing this cycle for what it is and taking proactive steps to protect yourself, you can begin your journey towards healing and reclaiming your sense of self. Thanks for joining. Please hit that subscribe button